Hi everyone, hope you are well. Today I'm going to talk about communication. Now, let me be clear at the start. When I'm talking about communication, I'm actually talking about communication in the context of change management. It's not about, and so let me put a frame around it or the context around it. I am talking about communication as part of change management. Now, if you are a change manager or change director, change analyst, or any sort of change or communication professional, you probably often heard this from colleagues. Communication is just emails. It's very easy, isn't it? Now, there is a reason why I have started this talk today with what communication is not, rather than defining what communication is, because it is the most common myth, if I may use the word, about communication, that it is just about emails or emailing. No, it is not. So let me start with the definition of communication. What is communication? Communication is a structured way for the sponsor to relay his message to the employees of the organization in the expectation that the employees will perform certain tasks to get ready for a desired state. So you can clearly see there is a purpose. So the first thing you have to remember is this: communication is relaying a message with a purpose, and you expect your audience to perform certain tasks on the back of those messaging. This communication or the message is often relayed through different channels. So this is another important term for you to understand: channels. Now these channels could vary, but emailing is the most common channel of communication. In certain organizations, there are ways, like they might have their internal television channel. They might also do road shows, or there could be other formats of communication, but emailing is in general the most commonly used or the most effective way of communicating a message or sending a communication. And I think that's why most people mistake emailing as communication. Now, emailing is only one part of communication. Now, how do you create a communication, or what's the process for sending a communication? You have to be aware of certain factors. You have to do some research about your communication. First of all, who is going to be the sender of the message? What is the message? What channel you are going to use? When are you going to use? And most importantly, where are you getting this content from? So you have to answer these questions before you start drafting a communication. Don't just jump into drafting. Even before you start doing your research, you need to know what is the problem statement. What it means is why you are going to send this communication, or why you are going to draft this. If you don't know what the problem statement is, you are probably not sure, and it's likely going to fail. The most important thing is to know why you are organizing this communication. Another important thing is to remember that as the change manager or the communication manager, you are actually not the sender of the communication. You are the craftsperson or craftsman, whatever you want to call it. You are crafting it. You are coaching your sponsor to send this. And often you will have to do some research by working with your colleagues, like the program manager, the business analyst, or a subject matter expert, what the content is. Once you get this first draft done, actually goes through a round of reviews, and then it gets approved, then it gets sent. Now, if you have to depend on an internal communication team, you actually need to build some sort of relationship with them, and it's a good idea to give them an advance notice that I'm going to send a communication. Can I book my spot in this? Another aspect which is often not taken into consideration, that how you measure the communication has been successful or not. It is a good idea for you as the change manager or the communication manager to have a discussion with your project manager or program manager, like what you are going to do to make sure that the purpose has been served, like those actions have been completed. It's ideal that you take the lead, but you take the support from others as well. Another way to make communication is effective is circling back to your program sponsors or your project working group, like the program manager or the project manager or business analysts, like what was the success, what was the response rate, what was the outcome. So most importantly, keep it in mind that the communication has a purpose. You are not the sender, it is actually the sponsor who is sending the message with the expectation that the target audience would perform such communications. Do your research. If you keep these steps in mind while designing a communication piece, your communication will be very effective. I hope you have found my talk useful. Please leave a comment below or let me know if you have any questions or how you felt about this talk. Thank you for watching.